Werewolves, vampires, mermaids, all of these beings exist. I don't mean metaphorically or spiritually, but literally, physically. They live in our world. This world isn't as simple as you think it is. There is incredible magic sitting right under your nose, shifting and changing every day. The world is magical. Let me show you a bit of it. Hello folks, welcome back to the Dark Moon Academy, a place where the mystical, magical, and supernatural come to life. Today, we are going to discuss the supernatural world and how it is, in fact, real. Now, what do I mean by real? I'm sure you've heard some people say that the supernatural exists, but in a separate dimension. Or perhaps that all the beings from myth are metaphors or spiritual entities. I'm here to tell you that that's not entirely true. The supernatural is real. It exists alongside us, lives among us. You may have even met a supernatural being without realizing it. Many beings wish to be left alone to live their lives. Others seek to do harm. But do not be afraid. Every creature, big or small, has the capacity for evil, and supernatural beings are no different. This will be a three-part video discussing the history of the supernatural, why it remains hidden, and how no one knows about it. This first video will be a brief introduction that will lead into those deeper discussions. I'm sure many of you have had supernatural encounters in your lives. Everyone has that one thing they can't explain, that one event that defies logic and reason, and yet it still happened. Some of you have encountered creatures, dogmen, Bigfoot, maybe even the Mothman, but that's just scratching the surface of what's out there. The supernatural world is vast and almost infinite. Like even mundane creatures, some species have gone extinct, others have retreated into different realms, and some still haunt the human world. The supernatural has always remained close to humanity, lurking in the shadows. Many creatures have traded their caves and forests for sewer systems and rough neighborhoods. So, if they exist, why has no one seen them? The truth is people have seen them. They just aren't believed. Why hasn't science discovered them? Because there are government agencies that don't want this information readily available. Humans have an incredible ability to ignore what makes them uncomfortable. And nothing is more uncomfortable than the idea that your neighbor could be a werewolf, or that genuine, malicious demons exist. For the protection of both humanity and the supernatural, these worlds must remain separate. If people realized that creatures of the night still exist and right under their noses there would be a modern witch hunt. Now that I've primed your minds, stay tuned. In the next video, we'll discuss the history of the supernatural and why they chose to hide themselves.